Hi folks, welcome to another video on CodeTutor. I just wanted to talk about a growing narrative that we are hearing that in the future there will not be any need for any software engineers. But let's actually pause and really think through what exactly do they mean by there would not be any need for software engineers. Let's not look at the hype or the marketing gimmick of some of the people and some of the companies, but let's try to dissect it and try to understand, will we reach a stage where we will not be needing any software engineers, or the roles of the software engineers would be redefined or recalibrated? So let's unpack this. Co-tutor here, and my name is Anil Deshpande. I think it was somewhere in the year 2020 when Copilot started shipping the capability to autocomplete. That was a very basic level of AI, and I think that was also just a year when ChatGPT had come. So it was a ChatGPT like LLM enabled capability by Copilot. It used to help you to do a little bit better autocomplete than what the IDE used to have built into its capability. There were a lot of people who used to say that it is just a turbocharged autocomplete. Some people refer to this particular thing as a spicy autocomplete. And then a couple of years later, it could autocomplete or write complete function itself. It is a little bit better than what it was earlier. This is like a junior level developer capability. And then we have come to another level where if you just give a specification, it can write and scaffold the whole layer of a application. For example, a service layer, it can write the whole APIs, generate complete Swagger documentation based on the available APIs that have been implemented. If you write your specifications very well, then it can generate the classes, the interfaces, the unit test cases, pretty much everything. But this is not still a stage where we are saying that the humans are not needed at all. Humans are still involved in this. You write the specification, design decisions are being taken care by the developers. You have to do the trade-offs of the architecture. You have to think about the error modes, what are the different options in which you want to handle different error failures, what you can live with and what you can't live with. So some of the critical thinking is still being done by the developers and software developers, architects, principal software engineers, or whoever you want to call, depending upon how your organization functions. But AI is not doing everything. If I just try to put it in a multiple level of automation that we are talking about, level 0 is what the autocomplete was, and level 1 and level 2 was where functions were being written. Level 3 and 4 would be a place where you are just giving a specification and handing it to a agent, and agent will do everything, and then you just review the code, you check whether it has done what you had expected it to do, and then you review the code, you approve the code, and if necessary fix whatever the mistakes that it has done, and then refine the prompt, and then use that prompt to do the remaining work. Hopefully you have done the changes to the prompt such that it will not commit the same silly mistakes or foolish mistakes that you had corrected when you did the code review. I think most of us are in this level, that is in level 3 or level 4. So for the most of us, AI is a amplifier. It doesn't replace us, it only makes us more productive. It helps us do some boring work like writing boilerplate code, writing unit tests, or doing some repetitive tasks. It doesn't really replace the need for the technical judgment. Just because AI is able to write some 200, 300 lines of code doesn't mean you completely replace the software developers. But what is level 5? Is there a level 5 and what it looks like? In level 5, basically there are no humans involved at all in writing the code or reviewing the code. It looks very scary to actually even think about it. If developer is not writing the code and developer is not even reviewing the code, then how can you even trust the code? Is that particular code even trustworthy? Well, what people are calling this particular thing is a concept of software dark factory. What do I mean by dark factory? If you have heard about some of these car manufacturing companies, big industrial scale companies, there are certain sections in the floor of the factory where there are no humans needed. There are no humans actually involved. It's actually a room where everything is automated with the robotic arms. Robots are doing all the work. Everything is pre-specified. Everything works to the T. And actually having a human in that environment is a security risk and a health hazard. So no humans are allowed. And the robots are doing actual work, and at the end of it, if the humans are not needed in that particular floor, then why even have lights on that particular floor? And that is the reason why you have a term called dark factory, a factory where only robots are working and where lights are not needed. So you basically switch off the lights on the floor, robots are working, and you only get to see the final product. Are we expecting this level of automation when it comes to software engineering? That is, are we expecting a dark factory of software engineering where you just tell the AI, this is what I want, and AI will write the code, AI will review the code, AI will validate the working application, basically what the QA teams would have done. They will take the architectural decision if possible, and what you end up doing is just checking whether it is working as per the expectation that you had set it out to be. And that is what software dark factory basically means. It sounds very science fiction kind of scenario, but there are already some companies which are trying to achieve this. And the approach they take about achieving this level of automation is completely radically different than what classical software organizations typically do. In typical software organizations, the flow is you have development teams, you have leads, you have architects who are doing the overall architecturing of the systems, setting up the systems, design the specification, decide the specification, hand it over to the leads. Development leads basically lead the development teams. Developers are writing the code, QA teams are checking the final output, they sign it off, and then there are scrum masters, product managers, engineering managers. If AI does everything, then what these people are expected to do? Nothing, or they will have to do something else. I think the level 5 of automation that we are talking about needs a completely radical outlook on how to go about the software development. In the next video, I want to talk about how one of the company has tried to achieve this and how they are doing it, or at least trying to do it. So stay tuned for the
That brings us to the end of this particular video. Don't forget to like, comment, share the video and subscribe to the channel. Take care. Bye.